Hi, beautiful people, beautiful singles. This is Marissa Monique. In honor of Oprah's interview with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, I thought it was important to discuss something. Let me start by saying this. Don't let your parents dictate whom you see. My senior year in high school, I was asked to prom by the captain of the football team, a very good student, a believer, a really dedicated guy who happened to be white. I was the captain of the track team, a believer, a dedicated student who happened to be black. We ended up in a relationship after prom. And although my father knew that my boyfriend was a nice guy, and there was plenty of people around to vouch for him, I believe that it bothered him deeply that he was white. And this had to do with my father's background growing up in segregated South Carolina. He experienced a lot of racism and prejudice as he went on with his life and entered the military. And then he came out and was probably one of the only Black electrical engineering students at his university. And so these situations, these experiences shaped him. When I was that young, all I wanted to do was please my parents. And so I ended that relationship with the captain of the football team prematurely, and in college began to date a lot of Black men, some good, some bad, and didn't really date outside my race for quite some time. You know, most bigotries are passed down generation to generation and are really the result of tradition and not personal experiences. And that's why I tell you the story about my dad. I encourage you as singles to be free thinking. Don't lie about who you've been seeing either, to your family, to your friends, to anything. Stand on it. I remember I knew a young lady in a Bible study that I was at church, and she was white and she had been dating a Black man. He happened to be African, and she had been dating him for 2 years. He had met her family, but she had never ever met his family. And I remember her sharing some of the excuses that he had made, and so you read between the lines. Just like I said, don't forget that our parents lived in a different era. Therefore, you have to grow up. And in some cases, you're going to have to tell folks around you to kiss your grits because you're broadening your 21st century shopping list. People will continue to judge you as to why you're with someone, but their judgments have no power if you know who you are and what you want. So you really need to know your preferences, your standards, what's a priority to you. I know quite a few Black women, and I've heard us chirp about this, that feel that they're just naturally loyal to Black men, and that's who they're attracted to, and they want to be with someone that looks like them. And for those of you that feel that way and you feel that strongly enough, go ahead. When I think of those statements, I also think of the grocery store and how all of the men my color are shopping in the entire grocery store many times, and how a lot of the women that look like me are shopping in just one aisle. And so I think all of us need to get out of just one aisle and shop in the entire grocery store. We need to get some of that produce. We need to get some of the cheese. We need to look over there, in the snack section. We need to get a different beverage this time and explore some things. So as a woman, I don't want you getting stuck in that aisle and then you mess around here and age yourself out, age yourself out of the dating pool just because you can't accept someone that you're dating the same way that you can accept a different color friend or a coworker. Think about that. I know many people can be very different from each other. The cultures can be different. I know Black folks and white folks can be different. It can almost be like they're speaking a different language, sometimes. But we are all humans and we are very much the same. And so your job as a single person is to identify as many people of different cultural backgrounds that you generally relate to through personality, attitude, and life experiences. Stop letting what you see in the media dictate how you feel about other cultures. Not all black folks love trap music, and want to twerk. Not all Asians love robots or cats or Dragon Ball. And not all white people love cheese and play beer pong and whatever else you have stuck in your head about other people. Right now, you can find a white guy that talks like T.I., and he's up on all the black Twitter and shade room stuff. Right now, you can find a black guy that doesn't use the N word and loves to snowboard or skateboard. All of this is proof that we are living in a melting pot, and that's why you have people like Eminem or Miley Cyrus. When you date outside of your race, it's about common ground. And you may have different interests, but you may have some of the same core values. And so those are the things that you need to honor. Those interests are just little things. And just because your white boyfriend, has never seen an episode of Martin doesn't mean that he can't laugh with you when he watches it for the first time. At the end of the day, it's about, does he take you out? Does he listen to you? Does he show you a good time? Does he treat you right? Does he respect you? Those things are important. Do you have the same belief system? Those things are important. One of my favorite authors quoted Lana Del Rey, who said, "You were sort of punk rock, and I grew up hip hop, but you fit me better than my favorite sweater." And there's so much to be said about that. Don't forget that one color is not better than the other. And ladies, especially for you, you must like men that like you. And sometimes if you take your head out of your phone and look up and stay present when you are out and about, you'll realize that someone is looking at you and they may not look like you. You want the best man for the job. And men, you want the best woman for the job. And sometimes that woman or that man's not going to look like you. Let me just encourage you to shop in the entire grocery store, y'all, because we are all looking for someone that is willing to love, honor, cherish, respect, keep us, protect us. And we can see that when it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And that is a beautiful thing. They have something real. They have something real, and they're building a family, and they're building a legacy, and they're breaking the mold. So you can do the same. Do what you need to do, and don't let anybody dictate that. Anyway, I hope this message served you well. Think about it, replay it, go out and find you a boo who might not look like you. Just saying.